So let's talk about two cases. Case 1, let's imagine the planets were in reverse order from the very beginning, and case 2, let's imagine the planets reversed order instantly right now. With case number 1, planets were in reverse order from the very beginning. I know we're trying to imagine a scenario like this, but why is the solar system ordered the way it is right now? Why is it Mercury, Venus, Earth, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, then Pluto? Well, if you haven't noticed already, the solid planets are closer to the Sun and the gaseous planets are farther. Now, why is that? Well, from our current level of understanding of solar system formations, solar systems are formed from large dust clouds, if you will. A star may form from the gas clouds and particles, and the planets may form around this star. Now, if there is a star, the particles revolving that star will slowly but surely form solid planets, and the further you go from the star, the less solid particles there are, so mostly gas planets will form. It is important to note that the gas planets in our solar system are not fully gaseous. They do have solid cores, and this makes sense. For example, the core of Jupiter was first formed from the solid particles orbiting the Sun. Then, because of the low supply of solid particles and high supply of gas clouds, Jupiter started to form into a gas giant, a dense core with a less dense atmosphere and surface. This same idea applies to Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune, and these processes took a couple million years. Now, what about Pluto? Because it's a solid planet, well, dwarf planet, and it's the farthest from the Sun. Well, it's still possible for a planet or a dwarf planet to form very, very far away from its star. It's not impossible. And also remember, Pluto is very, very small. It did not take much dust and particles to form it when you compare it to Earth, let's say. Now, if Pluto was as big as Saturn and it was solid, then that would be an issue. But it's not like that right now. So for us to imagine that the planets were in reverse order from the very beginning of the solar system's formation is kind of absurd. But for case 2, imagining the planets reversed order instantly right now is also an absurd scenario. However, I feel like I can tackle this case a little better than the first case. Ignoring the whole process of switching planets' positions, because I can't think of any way that could happen, let's imagine that right now, instantaneously, the planets reversed order, with Pluto being closest to the Sun and Mercury being the farthest. What would happen? Key word here, would, not will, because this is all theoretical, so I can't say that this will happen. Pluto's icy environment would start to melt away, and the dwarf planet would have a completely new environment very soon. The gravitational pulls that the planets would have on each other may change. Earth would be already out of its habitable zone, so we will freeze quickly. Jupiter and the other gas planets would form planets known as hot Jupiters. These are basically gas giants that have very, very high temperatures due to being close to its star. These types of planets do exist right now, and they would exist if our solar system reversed order for some reason. Also, the moons of Jupiter, like Europa, would melt due to their icy nature and because it's so close to the Sun. So basically, we will die from freezing, our oceans will freeze into ice, hot Jupiters will form, the planets will continue to orbit the Sun unless the gravitational forces say otherwise. And that's that. I hope you didn't expect something good to come out of this, because I sure knew nothing good would come out of that. If you have any questions, be sure to comment them. I will read your comments. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.